I'm a long-haul trucker, been one for years. The name's Jack, and my life revolves around the road. Some folks can't handle the solitude, the endless hours with nothing but asphalt, and the occasional rest stop diner to break up the monotony. But me, I live for it. My rig, an old Peterbilt I call Bessie, is my second home, and the CB radio is my closest companion. Sure, it's a grind, sleepless nights, greasy meals, and deadlines tighter than a drum, but it's honest work. I've seen more of this country through my windshield than most people will in a lifetime. And yeah, I've heard my fair share of stories from other truckers. Ghosts on the road, cursed highways, you name it. I always laughed them off, until that night. The night I drove past mile marker 66. What happened out there changed everything I thought I knew about the road and about myself. Some things you can't unsee. The first sign of trouble came with a flicker of my headlights, dimming and then flaring back to life like a dying heartbeat. Not tonight, I muttered, smacking the dashboard. But the eerie sensation wasn't electrical, it was deeper, a cold prickle running down my spine. The CB radio crackled to life, a static-laced voice cutting through the hum. Driver, you're nearing mile marker 66. Don't stop. No matter what, I snorted, more amused than alarmed. Nice try, pal, I said into the mic, but you'll have to do better than a spooky road warning. The voice didn't respond, but the static lingered, hissing like a serpent in my ear. Moments later, my GPS glitched, the screen freezing before blinking off entirely. The road ahead shimmered, not with heat, but with something else, an unnatural wavering, like I was peering through warped glass. Then I saw it. A woman stood in the middle of the road, her figure pale and ghostly in the high beams. She wore a tattered white dress, her long hair matted and dripping, though there hadn't been rain in weeks. Her head was down, but her lips moved, forming silent words. I slammed the brakes, the rig skidding to a stop mere feet from her. My heart thundered in my chest as I threw open the door and jumped down, flashlight in hand. Hey, you okay? I called, my voice trembling despite my best efforts. She didn't move. As I stepped closer, the smell hit me, a putrid mix of rot and decay. My stomach churned, but I pressed on. Ma'am, you need help? I asked, trying to sound calm. She looked up. Her eyes were hollow pits, blacker than the night around us. Her mouth stretched into an unnatural grin, revealing teeth too sharp, too many. You stopped, she hissed, her voice a guttural echo. I stumbled back, fumbling for the flashlight switch, but the beam sputtered uselessly. The woman, or thing, lurched toward me, her movements jerky and wrong, like a puppet with tangled strings. Back off, I shouted, reaching for the crowbar in my cab. But before I could move, she vanished. Not faded, not ran. Vanished, leaving nothing but the lingering stench. Breathing hard, I scrambled back into the truck, slamming the door and locking it. The CB crackled again. You shouldn't have stopped. Who the hell is this? I barked into the mic, my hands shaking. Just drive, the voice said, an edge of despair in their tone. Don't look back. Against every instinct, I put the truck in gear and floored it, my eyes glued to the road ahead. The mile marker loomed, 66. As I passed it, the temperature in the cab plummeted, frost creeping across the windshield. A whisper filled the air, not from the CB, but from the back of the cab. You're brave, too brave. My blood turned to ice as I glanced in the rearview mirror. The woman was there, crouched on my bunk, her hollow eyes fixed on me. Her grin widened as she tilted her head, spider-like limbs unfolding from her sides. I swerved, the trailer fishtailing as I fought to keep control. Get out! I screamed, my voice hoarse. And then she laughed, not a cackle, but a low, guttural sound that made my skin crawl. In a desperate move, I yanked the wheel, sending the rig skidding into the gravel shoulder. The impact jolted me forward, and when I looked up, she was gone, just like before. Breathing hard, I stepped out, flashlight in hand, and swept the area. Nothing. Not a footprint, not a sound. Just the eerie silence of the desert night. Then I saw it, the real mile marker, 66. The sign was rusted and bent, but the blood-red handprint smeared across it was fresh. I didn't sleep that night. finishing the haul in a blur of adrenaline and dread. When I told the story at a truck stop diner, the old-timers exchanged knowing looks. "You met her," one said, his voice low. "Who?" "The lady of 66. She's been haunting that stretch for decades, drawing truckers to their doom. Only the brave ones get away." "Why me?" I asked, more unnerved than ever. The man shrugged. "Guess she liked you." I never drove Route 66 again. Some deliveries aren't worth the risk, no matter how much. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more scary stories.